Okay, guys, we're back. We have the same people. We have Chad from Mecha Manual. We have Seal Rose, and as our guest, we have Brandon from Project 03, the best Macross toy photography. Isn't that right, Brandon?
I'm all right. I do okay.
All right. So for this segment, we're going to talk about the VF-31 variants, the VF-31 variants. So yeah, they revealed all these different ones. Like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, they showed us the armored VF-31A Kairos, and that was like pretty cool. But then since last week, they showed us like all these, the schemes for the main characters. Brandon, what do you think of all those reveals? Which one's your favorite?
Disappointing.
Shut up.
That means more money needs to be spent. No, overall, I like the design. It is a slight alteration of the VF-31A. I mean, there's some parts that are very much different. The main body of the fighter is still the same, but the wings are slightly different, including the canards in the front. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. They showed off for the heroes, they only showed off Hayates, and it has a pretty nice paint schemes, not as garish or bold as the other one, which in a way fits the way it was, because they weren't necessarily a combat team. They were more of a I don't want to say entertainment team, but more of a visual team that did stuff. They weren't like total combat. They were there. They were like the Blue Angels, but with combat capabilities. So it looks pretty cool, and from what it looks like, is everyone gets a crest this time on their Valkyrie. So that means every Valkyrie will have. I'm gonna go with the toys here. There's gonna be tampo printing, lots of it as usual.
Yeah,
on there. So everyone will have their own. So, and also that means that I don't know if you guys noticed it. I didn't. I got to go back and check. But were the super parts color coded? I do believe they were for the Hayate. I think the shoulder.
I think so.
Yeah. So
I'm
that
not certain for Hayate, but the images of Chuck's, for example, his do have orange stripes to match his orange colors.
Okay. Yeah. So they were.
I'm gonna pop it up right now.
Yep, right there.
There are blue. There are the stripes. Yay! So that means 5 separate toy releases and 5 separate super part releases.
Did you say yay? I thought you were disappointed.
Yikes!
Yay! And yay, as in my money. Time to spend again.
So yeah, here's Chuck's. I don't have a visual of the graphic on its back, but if you want graphics. The visuals of the graphics, I heard that Macross Mecha Manual are going to feature all those on their site. What do you think, Chad?
Nice, very nice. Thank you for hanging me out to dry.
Nice segue.
So, yeah.
Huh?
I'll just go on about like the actual mecha from the trailer. Thank you. So there is the AX as it's appearing, I guess, in the new Delta movie is a little bit different. As Brandon said, there's some little changes to, I guess, the color scheme and the canards, but the big difference is actually the forward cockpit. The cockpit canopy itself is a redesign, and also there's several sensors, like little pink sensors on the front of the nose, which is also redesigned as well. And the nose itself might be shaped a little bit differently because the canopy sort of goes into it at a different angle. I'm not really sure why that's been redesigned, but yeah, it's sort of like that. I also noticed that the VF-31, of course, is famous for having those mini railgun gun pods on either arm. And when it transforms, they basically fit very, very snugly underneath the main wings, in between where the body is and the main wing root. And I'm noticing in these pictures that the guns look pretty damn big. So I'm not sure if that's added armament because of all the super parts that they're putting on there, or if that's they just decided to make the guns much, much larger on this new version of the Kairos. So yeah, so that's a couple things I noticed. I also noticed that they have 2 shields on either arm, and you can see them sort of poking out from underneath the wings in fighter mode. So it looks like they have dual shields instead of just one single shield. And there's something funky going on with the multi-purpose container. It's got this weird sort of thing at the back. Almost looks like, I don't know, like some sort of tail or a cannon or something.
Oh yeah,
like that.
the tail. It's like
If
a-
you look at it,
Yeah.
sorry, Chad. When you go back to that Batroid mode photo,
Mhm.
Mhm.
the other, or I think it was the Gerwalk mode photo. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you
Now,
can see that there's
the-
like some sort of like different kind of gun than
Yeah,
the
I think
usual like
it
beam.
might be
gun.
that's the gun pod.
Yeah, it's a different.
So
Yeah,
it has
it's
a new
definitely different
storage
than the
spot.
ones that we've seen so far. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on there.
Kind of looks like a
I assume that the
Frontier
other side of it
gun
is still like an energy like recharging unit for the drone for the multi drones.
Mhm.
But it could be something different because it's redesigned as well. So I'm not sure, but yeah.
Yeah, that's that gun on the. That's the same thing as the gun on the top left.
Yep.
Hmm.
and also the way that the booster pods or the boosters mount to the wing is no longer in a horizontal setup. It's more vertical now.
Perpendicular.
Interesting. Now, do we know if it's called super parts or is that just what we're calling it?
That's just what I'm going with because
Yeah.
the function definitely mimics super parts, and there's really not a lot of additional armor there. No more than there was for
and they
like
look
the
a lot
25
like
stuff.
previous super parts too.
Yeah,
So-
Absolutely. Yeah.
Unless they change it to deluxe parts, then it would be the AX Deluxe.
the DX.
DF.
DX.
DX Chogokin VF-31AX DX version.
DX.
Oh, too many letters.
Oh God.
And
It's terrible.
Deluxe does not sound very mecha military because it sounds more like you're ordering a burger.
Put some extra onions on that VF-31, please.
Put some put some deluxe parts on it. Would you like that deluxe? Yes.
And here's our armored. That's a general VF-31A, right?
Yeah, that's the Kairos, the armored Kairos. Whew, look at that.
It's awesome.
Yes, it is because you can tell by and when you look at the fighter mode,
Mhm.
the cockpit is a traditional A type
Yeah, the
cockpit.
thin. Yeah.
It's got the two like basically I don't know what you would call them, two pieces of frame on it. Unlike if you look at the other AXs, there's only one rear frame on the back canopy, and then the front is all glass and it slopes at a weird angle into the sensors, which are the little pink sensors which are redesigned. So there's something funky going on with that
Here's the
that
difference.
version. The Walkure, what I am assuming is the Walkure version of the A type.
I don't know what it is with Delta and their armored Valkyries, but they are like hella chunky. Like the ones from the first movie were absolute, like the armor for those were really thick and boxy and just really heavy looking. And the armored versions for this new movie also look like they have a ton of heft. Like they look too heavy almost. Like they shouldn't be able to work. And obviously it's, anime magic, but it's just one of those things where I'm like, that looks so weighed down. I'm not certain if I like it. I don't know. I'm
It's
not
space.
sure.
It could be bigger if they wanted it.
All I can tell you is it was a pain to take a picture of those things with the armored parts on.
Was it falling, or what was the whole thing like tipping over? What was the problem?
Well,
I have to open mine.
The mode that was the easiest to take a picture of was fighter because it's solid, like pretty much.
Okay.
The worst mode was
With the
probably Gerwalk mode.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that all that weight and you have on the legs you have the V split, so it can do this. If you put too much weight, it just drops down. But luckily for me, it was taking a picture of it. If it's on a rubberized or a textured surface, it's fine because the friction on the feet keep it in place. But when I take a picture of it in the hangar, that's a very smooth surface, so there was always the chance that it would just slip out. just boom, and then next thing you know, all the parts fall off. You have to readjust all the positioning again, pose it, and everything.
Mhm.
But I did some photography magic to keep that in place.
Oh, now I'm frozen. Jesus. All right, there you go. There's something weird going on.
Batroid was the second hardest. It was the second hardest because it's so unbalanced. And when I take my pictures, I try to not use a stand or anything to help keep it up. I want to make sure it stands on its own. So that was fun.
Really? I believe I've said something about that in figures before as well. Yes, about, being able to do freestanding poses with your figures. Otherwise, the design is kind of trash. Yeah.
Nope.
So, yeah, I'm just going to take this as
disagree.
an opportunity to reiterate that and to promote smaller figures, which usually work better with all sorts of heavy accessories.
Even if this was a high metal, it would still be too heavy for that little figure.
No, it wouldn't. They fixed that with the
would.
SAP system for the VF-2 Valkyrie from Macross 2, and it works brilliantly because the SAP system is so light and beautiful, and it works like a charm.
That's
Thank
Macross 2. It doesn't count. I like them apples. So which one else? Here, let me show.
I'm going to sick the Macross 2 fans on you. That's it.
I was about to say, you don't have to.
Get
They're already
Alex.
going to come after him without you having to send them.
For that Delta comment. That's what they're going to get.
Yeah, we're going to get some angry letters.
I'm going to get
week.
a bunch of them. I'm going to get a bunch of them. Corral all the various groups.
The angry letters are the best letters, though. Come on.
The hate mail.
Yeah, let's see what else we got. I think that's about it, right? That's
right here is the 31 armored right here.
Mm.
God, yeah, that looks too thick. Like I don't know. Like, yes, chunky mecha is a thing, but it seems too much because the bodies of these Valkyries are so slender.
Look up Gundam Dendrobium, people. Dendrobium? Yeah, no. Come on.
That's how the armors are supposed to be. They're supposed to really change the silhouette of the Valkyries so that they look very, very different, almost Gundam-like, just like the original armored Valkyrie did.
How dare you?
And I think the second heaviest one here, besides the 31 armored, is the Tornado 25.
The Tornadoes you think is heavier than the original, the 25?
Because the wings are a lot thicker.
Okay.
Because it has a bunch of extra parts. Like comparing the weight, for some reason the armored parts on the 25 feel lighter. I think it's because the plastic's thinner. But for the Tornado parts, the wings are the material is thicker, so it feels a lot heavier.
Okay.
To me, it does.
Cool. But you're still getting all of them.
Oh yeah, they're still right here.
Oh yeah. Do I have a choice?
You'll find some room back there.
Yeah, just add another shelf. You'll be fine. All right. Is there anything else with these? Is there something that I'm missing with these variations? I think that's all of them, right? Everything that was released graphic-wise.
It's all for now till the movie comes out.
They've only shown the Hayate, and I think was there another pic where they saw? Oh yeah, the Mirage and her crest or insignia.
Oh yeah, and
it's
Chuck
the flight
also.
school. Yeah, the Chuck has, I can't tell what it is, but
it's like
it
Mayan,
looks
very
Mayan Aztec kind of, a very Aztec Mayan design. Versus, I think Mirage's is the school, their flight school emblem. That was shown.
That's cool. Her grandparents.
Remember when they were showing the flashback and they showed the hanging?
Yeah.
It was the I forgot the name of it. Sorry.
Her mom's.
But there was that emblem, and I think that is the emblem that she has on her Valkyrie. Because I saw a screenshot of it. It was really small, but it just shows blue and a red emblem together, and so that kind of made me think, oh, it's probably that emblem.
I think it was called Genus Air.
That's it. Thank you.
All right, that confirms it. Max and Maria coming back to Delta.
Grandpa
Max in his blue 29.
That'd be so awesome. Yeah, we don't know there isn't a red one, right? We just didn't show it.
Yeah,
That's all.
the red one will show up. It'll be a long-haired person.
Will her hair still be
It won't.
green?
It won't be. It won't be Miria. It'll be Alto.
You're so hoping for Alto to come back. What a
Okay,
weird
here's
fascination.
the one thing I hope that if Bandai does reissue a blue a YF-29, I'm sorry, YF-29, it's not the same paint scheme as the Alto one. Not like we'll just use this one. It'll have those weird tiger stripes, but it's blue. I hope it's a totally different paint scheme.
I think they always like come up with a new paint scheme, like they did for the
knowing them, they could
VF-31AX
just
and
cheese
stuff like
out
that.
or just like
I don't
just
think so.
substitute
I
the
think they
red
like
paint.
making up those stripes for each variant.
My only hope is that a white, black, and yellow YF-29 shows up.
What? Why?
White
That's
with
the
black and
Osmo
yellow.
one.
No, that's the
no, that
boy.
would be Folker. Gray would be gray, black, and
Wait a
yellow
minute.
would be awesome.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
That's
Brandon's
right, because
like,
they released that, didn't they, as a toy?
yeah. What are you hoping for, Brandon? It's over. It's
He's hoping for fan fiction. He's hoping
There
for.
it is. That one right there.
Yep, hoping for fan fiction.
You gotta have to make your own dojin. Sorry, man. It's over. The pineapple got him. Well, let's talk about this. They're releasing this is the first official toy, right? For the Macross Delta.
And you can
sorry. Go ahead.
You can see the cockpit is also redesigned. The canopy there again.
I did not notice that until you pointed it out. And
because it's in the traditional 31, you have one bar that goes across the front of the canopy and another frame bar that goes across the back. And this one only has the rear frame guard, and then the rest sort of slopes right into the actual forward nose. And then those little red things, they're red on Hayate's version, but they're pink on a lot of the other ones. And you can tell they're all redesigned. They're slightly redesigned from the original one. So there's something funky going on with that nose that's different than the traditional version. And of course the canards are different.
Maybe it's because they crammed a bajillion fold quartz onto the front end.
Maybe,
Like there are easily 5 times as many fold quartz as they had on the original VF-31 that are all right there on the front around the base of the canopy.
So it's very much. So the canopy is very much like the YF-30 canopy.
There's another comparison.
I'm just turning around to look at them.
Yeah, because when you look at like the regular, or at least that image of the armored Kairos, like it had the 3 fold quartz, but with the VF-31AX, they've got a whole bunch of them crammed all in one spot.
Looks like there's like
right
5.
up there. Yeah.
It's more sloped. It's more sloped than the 31. And
even when you look at like past Frontier ones that had more, like most of the time when you look at past ones that started incorporating the fold quartz, it's often on the side versus in the front.
And also,
I will say there is one thing.
AX. Oh, sorry.
Okay, Brandon, go ahead.
Okay, just on the 31AX, the fold quartz that's normally on the collarbone is not there. It's clear. Normally, it would just be like a purple or a red or a blue, or not blue. I mean a different color. But it looks like it's just clear, like if there's a sensor in there instead.
Chad, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to talk about. They've just been redesigned. Like if you look at that fighter mode picture of the toy that you had up earlier, to either side of where the head is, usually there's 2 like little slots of fold quartz there, or whatever they're using in Delta, and you can see those 2 areas have been completely redesigned, and they're much larger than they are traditionally. They're almost, they're bigger than the canards themselves. So I'm not really sure what's going on there, but it's definitely a different design choice for sure.
Let's see what
So here we go.
There's a good one.
I can break these things out.
Here we go. A live demonstration here.
Yeah, I can see those 2 dark areas on either side of the head where the head cannon is. They're quite small, and when you look on the new design, they're very, very big, and they've got a different shape.
Like transparent, and there's things under it. Right
underneath, yeah.
Let me see. That one. Let's see. Oh, I can't see it there. Where is it at?
Yeah, that one, it's covered up by the
Oh, it's a
armor.
toy. It's a toy.
The toy
putting
one,
up the
yeah.
wrong one.
There
Yeah.
it is.
It
Yeah,
looks like
you're right. Those are much bigger.
Those are much bigger, yeah, and they go the length of the fuselage, almost like the forward fuselage. They're like they take up almost all of it. It's interesting. It's a different design. Something.
Let's see if you
funky's
can
going
see it
on
in
there.
Battleroid. Is that it right there?
No, they're all covered
The
by
armored,
parts.
the deluxe
Oh,
parts
okay.
are covering it.
Is there anything else that we could? No,
Deluxe
that's it.
parts. You're gonna try to make that catch on, aren't you? I want to call them deluxe parts. I want to call them deluxe parts.
That's okay. It doesn't last, when the official toys or everything comes out. Everything, all the theories disappear. We can say anything we want right now. Frey lives.
I will say one last thing about the Mecha that I really liked when we saw the images of the armored VF-31A Kairos. I really liked that the colors that they chose really harken back to the original armored VF-1J armored, because it's very bluish gray, and yeah, very 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 similar to it. And I like that. I thought that was great. Not that I didn't like the 31 armored from the first movie. It looks really good, and I love the colors. I like the white and the orange, but I do like this more muted, very militaristic kind of looking color scheme for the Kairos armored.
Totally agree with you there, Chad. I was like, I saw
it's a nice touch.
Please don't let this be a release. Please let it just be a model kit, so I don't have to buy it.
No, I need it. I already have so much things planned. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I love it. Yeah, I hope they do release it, because this and then the Arid will be the only two Delta toys I would have.
Well, I never did get a 31A Kairos, which is the one I wanted the most. So I'm thinking if they do release a DX for this, even though I don't like the armored parts because it's too heavy and makes the toy unwieldy, I will buy it simply so that I could finally get an A-type Kairos.
What about you, Celia? You're the only one holding out. I mean, we know Brandon's going to buy one.
I have plenty of Chigokins. I don't think I need another one.
Same, yeah.
Yes, you do.
The only reason I'd get it is because I wanted that Kairos, and I still don't have one. So I'd definitely get it.
Yeah, and honestly, if I were gonna grab one, it probably would be the Kairos, because that's the one that's in the highest demand. So it'd be just to flip it, probably, not to.
Oh, don't say that.
Don't say that in front of me.
You think I'm gonna get hate mail? Just that one thing that you said. Here comes Godzilla. He's pissed.
Everyone, I'll have some. If that actually happens and I do manage to get one, my DMs are going to be flooded because people are going to want that. I don't want the Kairos. That's what happened when I got the Roy.
You're going to have to make it special. You're going to have to include what do you call it? Autograph picture or something. Something to make it special too. Where they're like, oh, we got to fight for it.
No. I got the perfect solution. Here's the deal for you, Celia. You can flip it as long as I get dibs on it.
That's not flipping it.
There you go.
I can be a proxy. I can be a proxy. That was the plan with Roy.
Done
I decided to keep
on the podcast, written in stone. Thank you.
So when the pre-order comes out, we're gonna record it, and we'll see if Celia gets one. And then everybody that didn't get one will be like, oh. All right.
I am a good friend. I join the pre-order nights to see if I can help, even if I'm not actually getting one. So that's probably how I get the Kairos, is grabbing it for someone else to get.
I could totally do that for everybody too if they want. Well, not for the Kairos, obviously.
Yeah. Really?
But other figures, absolutely, no problem with that. I could totally do that.
All right. So everybody stay tuned to the Kairos pre-order night. Let's see what happens. If any of us even gets one. You know what I mean? We're all talking like we could get one so easily.
Well, the reality is that depending on how things go, and like there's no guarantee that the Delta movie is going to get a global release, simply because no one has really said whether or not that they've acquired the rights for this movie. But now that Macross really is on a bigger stage than before, and the more stuff starts to come out through official channels for a global audience, that getting these toys is going to become a lot harder because you're going to have a lot more people looking at it. So I can say all I want that I'm going to get a Kairos and flip it, but I am definitely not guaranteed to get one. And especially with more people in the pool, like that just goes way down. So
Yeah, that was super depressing. Thank you.
Good luck to us. Yeah.
fingers crossed.
All right, so that's it for the variants and the toy news. So apparently, we're all gonna try to get one. So you guys better watch out. We'll be back and we'll talk about something else Macross related.